Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another riveting episode of Jedi Talk. I'm your host, Brad Hughes, and I am joined, as always, by my amazing co-host, Evan Boucher. Evan, what's up, brother?
Hello there, my friend.
How are you, man?
Great. I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of watching of nothing else but Star Wars, of course.
Nice. I have not.
It's been fun. No, that's not true. You just watched 3 minutes of Rogue One. I witnessed it.
This story is funny.
After 40 minutes of commercials.
It was wild. So we were just happened to be, before we got out here recording the show, we were watching TV, and we just were on Hulu, and we were like, oh, Rogue One's on. So we click on it. And I don't think we're being dramatic when we say there was 15 minutes of commercials.
And we turned it on during the commercials, in the middle of them. So it could have been 20 minutes for all we know.
It's wild. But that's why that kind of TV is dying.
Yeah, thankfully.
Because it's just like, it's so antiquated. Like, to think about like watching a movie like that, and then just like every 30 minutes is 20 minutes of commercials.
I can't do that. We have Disney Plus, we have Netflix. Like, there's so many other ways to watch movies.
I'm surprised. So we've signed up for a few other streaming services, not like recently. One of them was Discovery Plus, which I think I've talked about on the show. It's great. And then also Paramount Plus. They're doing like a free month or something.
You did that just for Patrick.
I did it for, I heard Keenan and Kel was on there.
And that too. You told me about that.
And so I was like, I want to go back and watch old Keenan. I might not keep it. There's not a ton of stuff on there for me necessarily.
Nah.
But I just wanted to kind of go.
What if they just have a supercut, like the Funkland style of Michael Eisner saying, hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
Just for 2 hours.
I would love that. All his hello.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Michael Eisner.
That'd be great.
But I'm surprised now that all these streaming services are out there that Disney didn't do a ad-based version and a regular version, because every other streaming platform I've seen has like a $4.99 version with ads, and then a $6.99 version.
Those are all ads for other companies. Is Disney going to do advertise other companies, or are they going to be watch Star Wars on the app you already have?
But there's Nickelodeon ads on Disney stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't care. They're making money.
So they would do that on Disney Plus. Have just some other company advertise on there.
Yeah. I mean, they have like toy commercials and stuff.
Oh, that's true. Cool. They should do that. Just toy alone. In the middle of Toy Story, in the middle of Star Wars, just pop up some.
Could you imagine like how annoying that would be?
Just have it be an upcharge to go free of ads versus ads.
That's what all the other ones do. That's why I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah.
I guess they probably just were like,
cheap enough as it is. Disney Plus is so cheap, so like I would definitely pay an extra $10. I shouldn't say anything. Still do it.
Shut up. Right? Don't say that.
Nope.
I remember hearing that it was like going to be $20. I was like, that's still worth it. And then when it came out, it was $6.99. I was like, what?
Excuse me?
That's crazy.
Not 6D? No, 6.
Yeah,
okay.
6.
It was 60 for the year, right?
65, I think.
That's what I did.
Something like that.
I did this. Yeah, I did the year. And yeah, I don't remember if I said it on the show when it renewed, but it just automatically renewed. So I looked up one day and I had negative 65 on my account. I'm like, what? Where? And then I looked at it
money better
and it said Disney Plus, and I was like, oh, I guess they just automatically took it. That's cool.
That's wild.
I was going to renew, but that forced me to renew.
I just do it month to month in case something happens. I can be like, all right, I'm done.
It's not a bad idea.
You don't save that much money. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon.
And then you can just cancel it halfway through WandaVision because you're not missing anything.
You are insane with this WandaVision thing.
Say it. I just don't like it. Just don't.
You did bring up some good arguments about like some stuff that they didn't follow through with, but I think it's everything. I mean, how much Star Wars crap do they not follow through with?
And
they go back and just rewrite stories into it.
Exactly.
But that's still...
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, the MCU doesn't have books, right?
Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing that.
They should. That would be cool. I'd be okay with that. They should do that. Like, at least with Star Wars, whatever you call the Star Wars CU.
The problem is, though, like,
got books.
Star Wars has had a leg... I almost said something so stupid. I was about to say Star Wars has a legacy of, like, comic books. And
I know, right? They made the Marvel comics after the Marvel movies, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's how that worked.
But isn't that dumb, though, to be like, no one would read a Marvel book?
But no, see, like, all the Marvel books we have aren't MCU canon.
That's true.
But all the Star Wars comics we have are Star Wars canon. So it's different.
I wonder if they would entertain that.
They definitely would. They definitely would. Because there's already been how many universes of the comics where this one someone comes and kills the universe, like Deadpool killed the universe and the Punisher killed the universe.
I have the
like,
Punisher kills the universe.
Yeah,
comic.
so like, and those aren't canon to other versions of comics, and those aren't canon to other versions. So
it's confusing.
Why not just do a line that's the MCU line or whatever?
It would be pretty cool.
Be an extra way to make some cash.
Yeah. Like, what if they did, like, just called the comic book series MCU, and they just did stories that
so
are
then it's the Marvel
offshoots of
Cinematic Universe,
the comic book,
the comics. So the MCU,
just like High School Disney, the musical,
High School
the series,
Musical,
the
musical,
the show.
the series, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
It was High School Musical, the musical, the series.
The first comic would have to be Deadpool, so it could be meta. He could be like, "Wait, I'm in a comic that's about movies that were from comics."
Finally get into the MCU, and I'm in a comic book,
right? And it's not the original
it's come
comics.
full circle.
Yeah, it'd be
Something
perfect.
like that.
That'd be the greatest way to do it. Have Deadpool start off.
He's like the host of them.
Yeah,
He's the narrator.
Dude, they're
That'd
gonna do
be
this.
hilarious.
Now that we've said it, they're gonna do it. Just like your story for Ty Verasi. They're
That'd
gonna
be
do
hilarious
it.
if they did do something like that.
Yeah.
All right. On the show today, not a ton of actually, no news.
I don't think
except
there's been
that
any news.
The newest Alphabet Squadron book came out, and I literally do not care.
Yeah, no, I don't care at all either. So I'm way under you when it comes to that.
I've
of caring.
tried that book twice to get through it. I can't get more than 120 pages through it. It's rough. I heard the second one's better. I've heard really good things about the third one, but I don't care.
There's so much better things to read right now.
Yeah.
Like, why
So
not
the new
stick
Thrawn
with the good stuff?
Ascendancy novel
Yeah.
is out.
All the High Republic is out. Like,
High Republic issue number 3 came out. The comic book store that I called said they had a delay in shipment because of the weather, so it didn't actually release yet. I'm tempted to just start buying the comic books digitally, man.
ooh, I don't know though, because then you don't have that physical collection.
Yeah,
anymore.
but have you seen them on a like a iPad or something?
No,
It doesn't
but-
get like, when you open a comic book, your eyes kind of just see things.
Yeah,
This
it's
way,
easier to focus, right?
well, no, this way they do it panel by panel.
Ooh,
So you
that
click
is-
on it, it starts,
And
and
you
you
can't get
swipe it.
spoiled.
You can't get spoiled because you're just swiping through
That's
panel by
such
panel.
a good idea. But
It's really
you
cool.
lose the collecting aspect of it. Like,
I mean, yeah, but they're so hard to find now.
that's what makes collecting it even cooler.
But I'm not. So the difference between me and a collector of comic books is, I'm not collecting it to have the collection. I'm
read
collecting
it.
it to read it
right.
and to enjoy it and have stuff to talk about. I don't care how I get that info. If I get it through a Kindle version of it, if I get it physically, I don't care. I just want to be
That's
able to
true.
read it.
But
It does me no good that there's people out there collecting it when I can't read it just to
they're
get the
putting it on
story.
a shelf forever to never be read.
Yeah,
Like,
it does me no good.
Yeah. but you can't say that there's no comics in your collection that you would never get rid of.
Oh, of course there are.
So to an extent, you're a collector, but like not a completionist collector.
No,
when it comes
yeah,
to comics.
there's I'm not a completionist when it comes to anything. I don't have all the Magic Bands that are
Darkwing?
made. I don't have. Well, that's a weird.
You're,
'Cause
you're a Darkwing,
but my dad did that. My dad started that
but
whole
you're
thing.
continuing. You're completing.
Kinda, but only because there's like a thing every 4 years that comes out.
That's true.
It's not like there's a
yeah.
line of shit
It's
that
not
comes
there's
out
a thing
for
every
it.
4 hours for
Right,
Star Wars.
yeah, I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
There's like, oh, cool, this new painting
Think
came
about
out.
that. Like not even like not even Lucasfilm Ranch has everything Star Wars ever. Like think about that. That's just how much Star Wars stuff there is.
It's crazy, dude. Speaking of Star Wars stuff that I'm collecting, I bought the This is news, I guess. I bought the Captain Cardinal helmet from
Target exclusive.
From Target, the Target exclusive. I'm really excited about that. It should be here tomorrow.
I cannot wait.
I might do a review on it.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
He's gonna do a whole show in it because it has a voice modulator.
I think it
So
just
we-
has a voice thing where you press a button and it says stuff as his voice. Hear what he sounds like. It's a Black Series helmet, which is cool. Yeah. The same personality, which is
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Yeah. So
The cool thing, I just got a stupid deal on it. I basically got it half off.
literally, you did.
They were doing 25% off of any toy. And so this fell under the toy category, and I was able to get it and then apply another coupon that I had, so it was $15 off, 50 or more. And I think I got it for $56. I think it was 56. And then it was 60 with shipping. I think
Yeah.
it was $4 in shipping.
The newest Black Series helmet for $60. Like
Very
yeah,
excited
you can't
about
beat
it.
that.
So I think the Black Series helmets might be something that I start collect going forward. They're really
Ooh.
cool. We have the you and me both have the Poe Dameron one,
Thanks to you. You
which
got
is
me the
really
Poe.
cool. I got that one for an insane deal too. That was like $20 at
That one's
Burlington.
one of the cooler ones.
I
'cause
love it.
If you put that on and push the button, it sounds like you're in a cockpit. You can't hear anything else. Like if I put it on right now and you were talking to me, I couldn't hear you talk.
Yeah, and you can talk to BB-8.
Yeah. And you hear TIE fighters swooshing by and X-Wing shots fired at them and BB-8 talking. And
Can you wear that at Galaxy's Edge?
oh no, I've never tested this because it doesn't fit in any of the bags I have. So I don't want to carry it around. Like, trust me, I'm nerdy and dedicated. Especially, you'll see next Wednesday. You're gonna laugh your ass off. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm not dedicated enough to carry around an X-Wing helmet all day.
Huh. You have really weird lines. Like I'll do this for 6 hours, but it's no different from what you're doing.
I know. Those aren't me. I don't
Is it, so if they made a Kylo Ren,
oh hell yeah.
okay, so it's just that you don't care about
they'd have
X-Wing
another
pilots.
$500 from me.
It's just that you don't care about X-Wing pilots.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I thought you were like, okay.
I'm at one point buying a legit, official, screen accurate Kylo Ren costume. It's gonna happen.
They're not that expensive, man. You can
Seen it for
find them for like $400.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
buying
saw.
it. Oh yeah,
It's
trust
the
me.
Last
I know
Jedi
that.
one. It's dope.
Yeah, the one with the cape.
Yep.
Yes.
I've seen that. I came real close to buying that a few years ago.
Gosh, and that's how I
I'm waiting
realized.
till I lose the weight I want to lose before I buy any more costume stuff.
And you're as tall as him, so it would
Yeah.
actually work out for you. Not
Dude,
a tiny
I've
guy
always had
like
a
me.
problem. Have we talked about this on the show? I've always had a problem with the actors in Disney that they choose to play Kylo
Well,
Ren.
then have you seen like their boots? It's especially more obvious when he's on the landing platform by the echelon, because his toe is basically at your eye height. Some of the boots are like 4 inches thick, just because they can
Adam
make
Driver is 6. He's a
He's
6'4".
He's massive.
He's 6'4". He probably weighs 220 pounds.
And then you
he's
put boots
jacked.
on. Yeah, he's huge. Plus you put boots on. Plus that helmet adds a little bit to him. So he's probably 6'6" on set.
6'7".
On set, yeah. Think about that. There's no 6'7" Kylos, 6'6" even. There's
They're
probably
all like 5. I know. I remember the. I think it's just because that size of a person that it'd be
It's-
hard to cast that.
right.
So I
Not
kind
even
of
the
get it.
Chewies are as tall as Chewie.
No,
None of them.
but that
Jonas
I mean,
is
that's,
7.
That's,
What is
I mean,
Jonas? 7'1"?
Yeah, but that's understandable. Man, no one's that tall. But I mean, there are 6 foot.
no one's that tall
guys
that's willing to be in a Chewbacca suit at a theme park.
At a theme park,
They're
yeah.
all making millions and then being on Punked. Blake Griffin style.
That show looks so stupid.
You ain't never seen
You ain't never seen a prank show like this. Except we have.
Except for all of them.
Prank shows have been around forever, you idiot.
Inside jokes. Blake Griffin apparently has a Punked TV show. But yeah, all the 7 foot tall people are playing basketball. So they're not going to be in a Chewbacca suit.
So I get that.
I mean, even Jonas, he started playing basketball overseas.
yeah,
so,
that's
yeah.
true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they snagged him from some basketball league.
I don't know. I just
But yeah, like,
it's always bothered me because they're too skinny.
yeah, I
They
think
look
I
like
can,
little emo kids.
I can look past the height, but most of them are like, they're a little bigger than me. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
the guys that play them are about. They're about your size.
slightly,
You
they're
actually
slightly
weigh-
bigger.
Hey, have you thought about that?
Have I thought about that? I'm hoping Disney sees my Kylo look one day. It's like, hey, you just want to be official and just do that
I
official?
don't think that's how that works.
Nope, it's totally how it works.
I don't think so. I think you're living in a fantasy world.
Don't
sir.
ruin this for me.
Hey, so you want to get the job as Kylo Ren the same way I got a job at Hollister as a teenager?
Yeah.
I was just wearing a Hollister shirt, and the guy was like, "Hey, would you like to work here?" And I'm like,
Yep.
"Yes, I would."
Yep.
And then I like bailed on that job really quickly.
Well, I
after that.
wouldn't bail. See, that's the
It
difference.
was awful. It was so stupid. That was the worst.
Looking at these costumes like that is how it's been. I found notice the evolution of like
Here's how
him
stupid.
in universe. Like Force Awakens, he's got the hood that's like all shredded and tattered. But in Last Jedi, that's gone. He's got like a cleaner cape. And then Force Awakens, like it's another step where it looks more like Force Awakens.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. There's another step where it looks more regal and more elegant. So like he goes from the shredded, tattered, torn apart version of himself. Like, it's basically a metaphor, but it's also how he portrays himself.
Yeah.
To like fully clean and like elegant, and like he knows what he is in Rise of Skywalker. So it's cool seeing that progression of the costume.
Speaking of Black Series mask, I'm surprised they haven't done an episode 9 Kylo Ren Black Series mask.
Too. And
They're doing
that's
another
one,
version of Boba Fett.
right?
Can we move on with the Boba Fett thing?
Oh no, we can't, because every basic Star Wars fan on the planet loves him.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep. It's true. What? You act like I said something horrible.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's true.
It's like I think I've always said this. So like anything that gets someone into Star Wars, right? So if it takes Boba Fett, I don't get it.
It's funny that you said that because when I went to the Taco Bell cantina last night, I had my Star Wars shirt on, and the person that was working there was like, "Wait, is that a Star Wars shirt?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I just started watching Star Wars because I started watching The Mandalorian, and now I love everything Star Wars."
That's
so
incredible.
It's like everyone has a different entry point.
It does, man.
Yeah. There's no like, there shouldn't be. I'm not trying to say I do it. I hope I don't do it. But there shouldn't be any gatekeeping the fandom.
No, that's all stupid.
I hope I don't do it.
I don't think. I mean, I've never heard you say something like that. Like, I get annoyed when people are like, when people who didn't like it now like it because it's cool to like it and they don't actually like it. Like when you see someone or you overhear someone talking and they're just like, okay, you're not a fan because you don't know basic stuff. I can't really think of an example, but I know friends of mine who used to mock me for liking Star Wars. And when The Force Awakens, I'm like, dude, I'm so excited for Episode 7. Are you? No, you're not. I guess that's kind of gatekeeping, but it's more like you made fun of me. I wonder tells me they can't like, but if you go over like, hey man, I never watched it, and then I got into it. I'm like, okay, that's different than you like mocking me as a teenage boy for liking it. Dude, all my friends, like my best friend Mike has still never even seen a Star Wars movie.
Holy cow.
And I was talking to him, I was like, I think you'd like it. And he's like, no. I'm like, you can't say that. Like, I think you would. Like, you like good versus evil stories. Like,
yes and no, though. Like, I feel like a good example is, we go to this a lot. Well, not a lot, but every now and then. Like, I don't like Harry Potter at all. And I had never seen the films until like a year ago. And now I've seen all of them once, and I still don't care at all. Like, I don't know. And no one told me.
Yes, but I know his personality. And I know that I know what he likes already.
Yeah, but it's not saying, like, I didn't like Harry Potter because I wanted to be like, oh, I don't like that. I'm too cool for that. But then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, everyone else likes this. I'm going to like it.
Yeah, it's the opposite. It was trendy to hate Star Wars, and then now it's trendy to like it, and then it was trendy to not like it because of the sequels, and now it's trendy to like it again because of The Mandalorian. It's very strange.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it.
It's very, very odd. But anyway, so on today's show, what we're going to do is something a little different. We are going to give our top 10 Star Wars posters. Caveats here. So I don't know how you picked yours, but what I picked for mine... Well, hang on. Let me do the rules of it first. So first off, it has to be something that was an official released either theatrical poster or something that is like officially deemed a theatrical poster, not a character poster or anything like that, an actual poster for the film or TV show.
Yep.
So the ones that are in contention are all 11 Star Wars movies.
12 counting the Clone Wars.
12 counting Clone. I was going to say Clone Wars, but I was thinking TV show. But yes.
For me, my list, I just counted the Clone Wars film poster as the Clone Wars TV series poster.
Okay,
because that film kicked off.
Yeah, it's fair. The Mandalorian one and Rebels.
And your least favorite show,
Resistance.
I don't know if you included it, but it was on
no, it is not on mine. But I don't know what you did for like your parameters.
That's exactly what I did. I just as long as it was officially released.
How you picked them. So like mine is a mixture of critiquing the art in it and the the possibility from what you see in the poster. So like seeing it, trying to see
this could be
trying to see it from the first time.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't do
like okay, that looks amazing. Like I have a very vivid memory of staring at my number one as a younger person and just being like, that's so dope. So
I didn't think about that, like watching it or looking at the poster as like a trailer.
So it's like that for me. It's like that. It's like idea. That with nostalgia. So there are some definitely nostalgia picks in there.
Out like we separated the film itself from the poster itself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this movie is our favorite movie, so therefore that poster is our favorite poster.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't do that.
For sure. It's definitely does not mean good poster.
But it did line up for me for one of them, how I don't like the movie that much and I don't like the poster that much. Just coincidentally. It probably lined up the same for you, I'd imagine.
There's something like that, but we'll get to it. I'm going to let you go first. So, Evan, we're going to go 10 to 1. So, least favorite to most favorite.
Wow, okay. So, seeing my top 10, you'll see which 5 I excluded, and it might surprise a lot of people. So, my number 10 is The Phantom Menace. I mean, let me pull it up here. Let me look at it again so I can kind of explain how I got there.
What was your rationale behind it? That's what I'm more curious about, like what made you...
I mean, I like how it's got, the characters you want on it. It's got Qui-Gon there. Obi-Wan there. It's got Maul kind of glaring in the background. Like, that's a good Star Wars poster, I feel like, is like the villains always kind of glaring in the background. And like, literally in the story also, but also on the poster. And it's just like, you've never seen anything like Maul, so it's kind of like, what's going on with this red and black face guy with yellow eyes? Like, obviously, visually, he's a villain, so like, that's intriguing. And all you see is his eyes. You don't see anything else. So like, it makes it really intriguing. But then you got Anakin in the center. So that's like your first kind of tip of like where it is. Obviously, it's episode 1, so you know it's early on in the story. And like, if you're just looking at that poster, you don't even know his name is Anakin.
No.
And you don't even know that's Obi-Wan.
I like the... I like that you get R2-D2 and C-3PO on there as well. Yeah. The Nubian ship, and you get to see Padme. Yep. I want to see a higher resolution of this because there's something in the background that I can't quite tell what is. No. Come on. Come on. Okay, so it's just the glowing orb in the middle.
Or maybe those are the 2 suns, perhaps. You think they are?
Oh my God, maybe.
I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it is. No, it is 2 suns. It is 2 suns because it shows it's. Yeah, okay.
I didn't even catch that until now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that makes me like it.
The only thing about this that I hate is Jar Jar.
He's in the corner. He's hard to see.
I know, but still.
I like Jar Jar.
Don't start with me with Jar Jar. You don't like Jar Jar. No, you don't.
First Black Series I ever got. Jar Jar.
That pisses me off.
I can quote all of his lines. Like,
yeah.
It's scary. I don't know why.
That's not something I would brag about.
I like him. What if he was my entry point to Star Wars? He's not, but what if he was?
I would be like, at least you grew up and changed your mind.
I've done that quite a bit. Quite a bit.
So that's a solid number 10.
Thank you.
My number 10 is actually The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
I remember seeing that image and just being like, wow, that's really simple. And that's not, that's sometimes less is more, you know? And I think with a show like The Mandalorian, the first season's not a huge fan of. The first season's necessary, but it was slow. No, I liked the show, but it just kind of, it wasn't what I expected, but it also wasn't what I expected in a good way. Like I had no, like if you gave me 1,000 chances to give you the plot of The Mandalorian, I would have never thought he was going to be going with a baby Yoda species child.
Set aside the Yoda species part. You're going to say there's a bounty hunter carrying around a baby Jedi, trying to find a Jedi. We never would have guessed that's the plot.
No.
We would have just thought it's like episodic, him carrying out bounties.
I thought he was going to try to hunt down Luke Skywalker. That's what I thought the entire time. I was like, he's just going to be like, they're going to, you know, there's Jedi out there still. The Empire wants them gone. That's what I thought.
And even as episode 1 progressed,
and I thought you were also going to see him like, because I remember thinking it was IG-88, and like they were going to be fighting off other bounty hunters to try to catch him. That's.
That comic now with Boba Fett and Han Solo, with War of the Bounty Hunters.
I'm not reading that one. I'm not reading that.
Idea. Boba has Han and Carbonite, and all the other bounty hunters are trying to steal Han from him.
Gotcha.
But like that's even as chapter 1 goes on, we kind of thought that was where it was going, because the client is like, there's a 50-year-old asset out there we want you to hunt down and get, and we're like, Luke. We're like, Luke's 50 years old at this point.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's intentional. I don't know. But
like a misdirect.
Yeah.
I would assume so. But the poster's just cool. You get to see the Razor Crest in the back, and him like walking.
And
just, they did. You got to give it to Disney and Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
The fact that they kept the child under wraps.
That's insane.
The
I don't know
entire
how.
time. I do not know how they did that.
I'll never know how. That's insane.
It's just
how minimal was their staff, and how much did they pay them?
They have a lot of.
How much did they threaten all of them? I don't know. What is the non-disclosure agreements they had to sign for those?
Dude, I can't imagine.
Man,
I can't imagine. But
and like another thing with that
paid
poster,
off.
yeah, big time.
Because the whole first season really kind of, well, at least the first episode, the whole first 3 episodes kind of bank on you not seeing that coming at all.
Yeah, and then it's wild because season 2 we basically knew almost everything, but how much of that was intentional leaks? How much of that wasn't? It was just accidental.
I don't think it was. I truly think that they just kind of let things leak.
Yeah.
They report it
'Cause
like, hey, this is anonymous
if
tip.
you can keep Baby Yoda.
Is this Jon Favreau on the phone? No.
No. Who's that? Who? No.
I think they let stuff like that leak because they want the hype around it.
Right. If you can keep Baby Yoda under wraps, then you can keep anything under. Like, you can keep anything secret.
They kept it from the toy companies, man.
Yeah. To their own
crazy.
demise a little bit. Like, how much money did they lose because of that? I think they ended up making it all back.
For sure. That was one of the things I gave them credit for.
All the
was
merchandise
like
they missed out on.
They could have really pushed that ahead of time.
Because it came out right before Christmas.
Who's the child? What is he about?
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, we want the reveal.
Yeah.
And Disney's like, okay.
Yeah, season
That's
1 came
wild
out November, right before Christmas. So think about all the toys they missed out.
It's actually kind of smart, too, because it doesn't... It's kind of that point now where I'm like, I don't want to see any more child merchandise.
Yeah.
I get 100%. It. He's cute.
It's been that way for like 6 months now. I feel like both of us,
man.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably when we both. Long time.
Yeah, we're both kind of like we're done. Probably maybe even 10 months ago. We're like no more child. We're good.
But it was smart on their part because they were able to kind of ride that wave a little longer.
Yeah.
Because now you're more emotionally attached to the kid.
Yeah, especially.
And so
now.
when you see a plush now, instead of just being like, "Oh, it's cute," it's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 9?
Well, one more thing with that poster too is like they even talked about it in the gallery how like a lot of Star Wars characters are just silhouettes. You see it, you know what it is exactly. Like that poster is basically a silhouette of Mando.
Yeah.
And even it's in the logo for the show. The A in Mandalorian is his silhouette.
Yeah.
In the A. So that's like
iconography. That's
right?
that's just any character. Like you can see
like
Goofy's silhouette.
Batman.
Even,
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If you have a character that is that identifiable by the silhouette, you did a good design of making them distinct.
Yep. And that's what that poster does. It's what it does.
I mean, 100%. Think about any character you could recognize their shadow.
I mean, it's obvious. Mickey Mouse's head, 3 circles,
and
you already know what it is.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's that easy.
You got Minnie. You know, Donald's simple.
That's all you got to do.
Roger Rabbit's another one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
You know what that is
Big
when you
old
see
floppy
it.
ears on there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to. You got a good silhouette, you're good.
Good silhouette, you're good to go.
Yeah.
What's your number 9?
Number 9 is Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. And another one where Vader's kind of just in the background of the shot, kind of glaring over, just kind of haunting over the whole shot. It's pretty sick. And you get the second Death Star also behind him. So it just kind of shows more of just like what's going on behind everything. And then you get all of our main characters like front and center. You get the classic, it's kind of a icon, I guess, like how Han poses when he shoots, the one hand out to the side, gun facing forward. And then, I mean, at the time, you're like, wait, why is Luke wearing all black? What's going on? Like, he's all black, wielding his lightsaber. He's kind of got like an angry look on his face. It's like, what's going on with Luke? Like, that's not how we saw him last. And then, I mean, obviously at the time, if you see Leia the way she is, you're going to be like, what's going on with that? Because this poster has this, which...
I also meant to say this when we were talking about like parameters. I wanted stuff that tells the whole story.
Oh yeah.
Like when
this poster
after you
go
back, like when you see the poster, you go, "Oh, that's really dope."
Yeah.
And then when you go back and watch it, you're like, "Oh, that's the whole story."
Yeah, and this
in
poster,
a good way.
This poster probably does that. Maybe the best of all of them, honestly.
Did you notice what's on Vader's chest?
I cannot see it. That's a good question.
It's the hallway or the throne room.
Oh yeah, Palpatine and the window. I can see it now.
Yep.
That's sick. And it's got Lando on there. I mean, it's got
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah. It's got an
Jabba.
Ewok. Like, it has the whole story right
It's got
there.
the Death Star in the background. Not
Yeah,
complete.
everything you need right there.
What's the one thing that you notice on this poster the most? It's not a trick question. I just want to know what is the thing that catches your eye the most.
Let me just look away again and just kind of look back at it. For me, it's Vader.
Vader.
It's got his silhouette. You see more of his face and even some of his body in this than like any of them. Like we said with Darth Maul and Phantom Menace, it's just his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like in other shots, you'll see maybe half the helmet of Vader in other posters, like half of Kylo's helmet in a couple other posters. It's like this one you get like a good chunk of Vader, his torso and his head. Like, so I think it catches my eye the most.
The thing that catches my eye is his blue lightsaber.
Yeah, that's another like. Maybe that was they didn't want to spoil it going in. Maybe that was the whole thing back then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, he doesn't have a blue lightsaber the whole film.
Well, I had heard something really cool that I'll tell you in a second because I just thought of something else. But I had read somewhere that they had initially just wanted to keep his lightsaber blue. But
Right.
when they were
The blue
on
skies.
Tatooine, the blue sky of Tatooine,
You can't see
you
it.
couldn't track it. So they just
Yeah.
made it green.
Yeah.
Also, did I send you the thing of the Q-tips?
No.
This is insane. I was on like a meme app today, and I ran across this really cool thing that I had never heard before. And it had to do with the filming of Phantom Menace. And
Oh, maybe I know. Is it like under the speeder? They had to like. No, this probably something.
no, it's not the speeder. So when they were filming the pod racing scene, and they show the crowd, and it's like all the people in the audience, and it looks like people are moving in the crowd. What they did was they hand painted different color 500,000 Q-tips
Ooh.
and had a fan blow underneath them so it would look like it was moving.
Yeah,
And that's the effect.
that's the crowd.
That was a practical effect.
Now I need to go watch Phantom Menace.
I have a picture of it. Where the heck is it?
Well, that's one of the little known like trivia
Here it is.
questions.
Boom.
Is 1 second. Let me see this. Whoa! No way. That's legit though. It looks. You cannot tell. I've never seen that in my whole life. I never even would have noticed.
Never heard of that. I don't know
No.
where that came from.
But Phantom Menace, that's one of the little known trivia facts. Is that is the Star Wars film with the most miniatures, the most
Yeah,
models.
they filmed a lot of it. For as much
crazy.
crap as it.
I love
See,
that.
that's how amazing the effects are, is that it looks CGI. Because I thought my entire life that crowd was CGI. And then you see that and you're like, whoa.
Or I assumed it was like, especially in like what was that, 99?
Yeah.
That was like in the craze of like, oh, we copy and pasted this one
Yeah.
thing 80,000
80,000
times.
times.
Even in Mulan, they made a big deal of it. Like
Yep.
the Huns coming down the mountain. It's like, we just copy and pasted all these Huns. It's like, at the time, somehow we were amazed by that, but we shouldn't have been. Because copy and paste,
That
bro,
was cutting edge
like,
at the time.
come on. Yeah. So that's what I just assumed that crowd shot was. Because
Me
it's
too.
that same time period.
Isn't that nuts, man?
Yeah.
It kind of makes you look at that whole movie in a different way.
Yeah. From a technological standpoint,
It holds up.
That continues the Star
Name
Wars
another
tradition.
movie from 99 that holds up that well,
Yeah.
visually. There's not one.
When wasn't Godzilla 99? It
was
does not
2000.
look 2000.
No,
Either way,
but like
yeah,
a-
it was Godzilla 2000.
Yeah.
Was what like the build it as. It does not look as good as Phantom Menace.
Nope.
Wow. Think about
That's
that.
one creature.
Yeah. Right. And it's on screen.
There are things that don't look so great,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
holds up better than
Yeah. Wow.
holds up better than most.
So that's Return of the Jedi for my number 9.
All right, my number 8 is not Return of the Jedi.
No, wait, number 9.
Sorry, number 9 is A New Hope.
Nice. Okay.
For a lot of reasons. I think it was just an amazing setting the tone for what a Star Wars poster can be. It's the Drew Struzan one with him like real falling along at home. It's the Drew Struzan one where he's like got the lightsaber, he's got the shirt ripped up. It looks so
Right.
epic.
Yeah.
It's actually
That's
a pretty
Jack
simple
Luke.
poster when
That's
you look
Jack
at it. It's
Luke.
Jack
When
Luke.
He's got the huge chest.
Shredded Leia.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
actually a pretty simple poster if you look at it.
It
It's
is.
Darth Vader's helmet's in the background. Luke wielding a lightsaber
The Death
that
Star in the
kind
background.
of looks like Kylo Ren's if you cut off 2 of those light beams. Death Star in the background, and then a fleet of X-wings.
Yeah.
And it fades from like space to sand.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yep.
But it gets the point across, even though it's not visually like Luke is not visually the same as what we see in the movie.
Correct.
You look at this poster and go, okay, I know immediately who the good guy is.
Oh yeah.
And I know immediately who the bad guy is.
Yep.
So I think it's just an amazing work of art. And Drew Struzan is that the right name? I'm saying that name right?
I
Right.
believe so. Yeah.
Drew Struzan.
Yeah.
He's just an American treasure.
Now, and I won't give it away yet because Mando is in my top 10, and that was your number 10. I will say this though, and although I agree with everything you're saying, and A New Hope is, in my opinion, easily the most iconic. I think it's the most.
I think it's
iconic.
definitely the most iconic Star Wars movie.
For me,
poster.
it's not in my top 10. I had it as 12 out of 15, but it's definitely the most iconic. I can't take that away. But for me, it just wasn't my top 10 favorite. It was my 12th favorite.
That's what it is.
But
There's
I
a
agree.
difference between favorite and best.
True. And that's kind of how I looked at it. I was trying to look like, okay, these are my favorites and how I like them, but like this one is better than the other one. But that's how I kind of look at it. But this one definitely shows you, like, Luke's got all white, Leia's got all white, Vader looks scary, he's black, and the Death Star is kind of black. Like, okay, bad guys, good guys.
Bad guys, good
Simple.
guys. Simple.
Like cowboy movies, the bad cowboy wore a black hat.
Yep.
Good cowboy, white hat.
Yep.
Simple.
It's simple imagery that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's like, what is this, like, beam of light coming out of this guy's hand? Like, what's going on with that? And even, hopefully, it comes back soon. And Galactic
It's wildly
Spectacular.
inconsistent with the rest of the saga.
Oh, yeah.
But it's beautiful.
They use that shot of Luke holding the saber up at the end of Galactic Spectacular. That's one of the coolest parts.
Yeah, I think it's Rey though.
I don't know. It's just a hand holding
See, I took
Anakin's saber.
I took it as Rey's hand.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. But
I
see,
see
why
Luke.
why did I
and this
think
is
of
what
it
I
as
pictured.
Rey?
Actually, I think there's two hands on it. I
There
think
are.
it's this shot. Yeah.
You're right. I think.
Yeah.
What is
That's because you like The Last Jedi when she's holding it out towards Luke. So maybe in your brain.
maybe in my head that's what it was. I don't know. In my brain, for whatever reason, that just always struck me as.
Yeah.
Can you see the hilt at all?
No, I don't think you can. His hand wraps around it, and the light beam covers it.
No, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's mine.
But
So
that's
what is?
easily the most iconic. I agree.
What's your number 8?
My number 8. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you think of this because, like I said, I tried to separate the visual media from the poster itself. But I
I know what it's going to be now.
Yeah, they gave it away.
Attack of the Clones?
No.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
You're kind of close in the same train of thought. But I really dig the poster for Resistance. I
Okay.
really dig it because it gives off what we all thought that show was going to be about, like fighter pilots and like basically what Patty Jenkins is going to do with Rogue. What's it called? Rogue Squadron? No,
Squadron, yeah.
that's what it's called.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, basically this is what I get from Patty Jenkins' film, and this is what we thought Resistance was going to be, like a fighter pilot type story. It's got the 5 Ace Racer ships flying overhead. It's very Top Gun. That's the easiest way to.
That's
like,
a
it's
very good
Top
description.
Gun. I was stumbling to find words, but it's definitely the danger zone of the posters. BB-8's front and center.
Do you recognize that as the Top Gun theme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know that song because I've never seen Top Gun.
Everyone
the
thinks
only
danger
reason-
zone. That's like I just said. Danger zone.
Fly away to the danger zone. The only reason I know that is because when I grew up in North Carolina, we had Carowinds, and that was a Paramount-owned park when I was a kid.
Oh, right.
And so one of the
Yeah.
rides was Top Gun. It was
Yeah.
a Top Gun roller coaster.
Same with me. We had what's it called in Cincinnati, Kings Island. Yeah, we had the same. Yep, Paramount.
Did you have
owned.
Top Gun too?
I think it was same idea, just a roller coaster named
Gotcha.
Top Gun. That's it.
It's now called Afterburn. So
I
stupid.
think they changed the one in Kings Island like 5 times, just the name. So same thing.
And they in that little area by Top Gun there, that song was always on. I
Yeah.
remember walking out of the park with my dad. Dude, I have such fond memories of friggin' Carowinds, dude. I would love to sit down with my parents and do a podcast with them about Carowinds, how much that
That
place
would be
means
so
to me.
cool.
I love that place.
I mean, I would do the same, but it'd just be the Disney podcast because that was.
See,
what
I
did.
have that too, but I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I've spent
I could do Kings
like,
Island
every summer though. Like it was like our thing. Like I remember being like, how much longer till Carowinds opens?
Yeah.
Like, and it was a thing. Like we'd go
That was
get
like.
the annual passes, and like I remember
Ooh, I wish I had
feeling
that.
like it took years to get like because when you first go and you have to have it processed or whatever, and they would like take your photo and it would like show up on the pass.
Yeah.
And I remember it just feeling like it took forever. I'm sure it took like 15 minutes, but in my kid brain, I was like, just want to
Just let us in the gate. It's right there. Let
Come on.
me in.
Well, that's the worst part is you go in the park and then
Yeah.
they reroute you to like this backstage behind the scenes area, and you have
Yeah.
to, it was torture.
Yeah.
But I have so many memories.
I could
of that.
probably do the same, like similar show just maybe 1 or 2 episodes. I'm not talking like a whole series.
Oh
or
no, it
anything,
would
but
just be an episode or two.
about Kings Island and how they had the coolest Nickelodeon like kid zone.
We had that too.
The Hey Arnold.
We had the
even,
Super
Angry
Saturator,
Beavers.
dude.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
I don't think yours had that. I think they only made it.
Maybe I'm remembering from videos possibly then, but I remember the kid zone so hardcore.
I thought they only made 1 or 2 of them, but it was like the roller coaster, like an inverted roller coaster, and it would collect water, and you would dump water on people.
Oh no, we didn't have that.
Okay.
I remember watching videos being like, why don't we have that in my Nickelodeon zone? Like, what the heck?
God, so cool. I miss being a kid so much, man.
We're still kids. Come on.
It's not.
You started
the
the
same.
show by talking about buying a toy. Come on.
It's not the same though.
Come on.
It's not the same.
You're right.
That '90s
right.
nostalgia will never be replicated.
Oh, you're right.
There was a time before cell phones.
Yeah.
It literally will never be replicated.
No.
You were just with your friends. You were
Right.
free to go
it was
where
pure.
like
It was definitely pure. Like
so much fun.
no childhoods anymore. Sadly, you're gonna be that pure.
No, definitely not. But I see why you like the poster. It's cool.
Right? Yeah. Back at it.
I see why you like the poster. And the character designs for all the characters are cool, and the colors are vibrant.
Yeah. But it does not give you what the show is. If you looked at this after the show, like we are right now, we'd be like, "This is not Resistance. What is this?" Be like, "Is this just a concept
I don't think
art?"
the show knew what it wanted to be.
No.
I honestly think they had an idea for a show, a kid's show, and then someone in the marketing department was like, "We could tie this in episode 7." Oscar Isaac said he'll come back and do the voice for Poe.
Yeah, and that's about all that it ties in. I mean, spoilers, kinda. You get
Talk about it.
You get Star Killer Base and you get Poe. That's about it. You get a little bit of Hux, a very little bit of Hux. You get a very little bit of Phasma. You get a few seconds of Kylo, and that's it.
I don't remember Kylo Ren.
The
being
good
in
stuff, you do get some Leia. There's some good Leia, but sadly it's not Carrie Fisher, so it's not as cool. I don't know
Has
her
she passed
name.
at this point?
Not when they started. No, not when they started. But ooh, I could be wrong. It's close. She passed around the same time production started. But I forget the voice actress's name. She does a great job. It sounds very, very close to Carrie, but it just knowing it's not is like, dang, it's not as cool.
I try to let that stuff go when I'm watching it. To enjoy the story.
Yeah,
But
her being in the story, she does what the character's supposed to do. She's good for the story. It's not just fan service. I think it serves the character. But really, that's the only highlights. The rest of the show, there's good stuff with Yeager, a little bit, good stuff. But that's the problem. The main character is not interesting. No one cares about him. Not relatable. But all the side characters are way. Guest of the show, Kazuda Uno.
God.
But all the side characters are way more interesting than the main character. That's the biggest problem with the show. But not the problem with the poster. I love the poster. It's
just cool.
Beautiful. I would buy that on my wall right now if I could.
So my number 8's going to be the same answer regardless of which one we're talking about. But it's Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Okay.
Are we talking about the red and white one? The more stylized version?
Is that the one that they got like sued over, the red and white one? Or
no, they got sued over the character ones.
Oh, that's right.
Because
that's right.
it was literally the same exact thing.
It was exactly. They can't even. They might have figured out some excuse, but no excuse.
They wouldn't no excuse on that one.
Those
bro.
character ones look just like it.
Just like it.
Yeah.
So which one are we talking about? Because I can give you reasons for each
I love the red and white one, but I'm looking at the one that just has like Falcon in the background and Solo, the title at the bottom. Like I'm looking at that one.
Gotcha. I like the red and white one better.
Let me see the red and white one real quick.
That's dope.
Yeah, I love the red and white one. Even
which
better.
Which one are you going to go with?
Go with the red and white one.
Okay.
That's so much better.
So it kind of does what I was saying in the other ones, where it kind of tells the whole story in the background.
Yeah.
You actually see them on Kessel. In the background of the Falcon, you get all the main characters there.
The coolest thing is like it's from the viewport of the cockpit. Yeah, like that's so cool.
You get every main character. You get your first look, kind of, if you're going into this without like being a uber fan of what Han Solo is going to look like going forward. I still think they nailed the look of him, in that photo. I mean, come on.
And like I said with
his acting, maybe not. But look-wise,
and like I said with Return of the Jedi poster, he's got that classic blaster out, hand to the side.
You could, if I didn't show you, if you didn't know the name of that, you could go, oh my God, they're making a Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things where it's like they use iconic imagery and it works really, really well.
Since we're talking about it right now,
the style's really cool too. I love the colors that they chose, the white and red, the orangey kind of hues.
Yeah,
it just looks really, really cool.
Since we're talking about it right now, this is my number 7, so this is perfect.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
So okay.
Also Solo
Perfect.
for all the same reasons. I love it.
Beautiful.
Solo has some of the best art. It really does. Like, and I love a lot of its style. Its style is really good because like people complain about it being dark, like visually dark, but that was kind of the point of it. Is it starts really dark, and as the movie goes on, the scenes get lighter, the lighting gets lighter, as does Han and what he's going through.
Yeah.
And he becomes more of himself as the film goes on. So that was intentional why they did that. But a lot of people just are like, it was too dark. I couldn't see anything. I didn't like it. Everything in there is for a reason. Visually, Solo is one of the better looking movies. Not from like it's pretty, because it's definitely not like Nimbana, like mud sloshing around and stuff. Like, it's not.
But that's Star Wars. Like Star Wars isn't always pristine.
Yeah.
But then you get like the higher class side of it on with the Crimson Dawn stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I always forget.
Trident on that poster?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think it's because that. Remember, that was one of the characters that they had to like go back and recast.
Right. Initially,
No, he's not on it. He was an alien.
he was gonna be a lion, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then they're like, we got Paul Bettany. It's kind of the Grief Karga situation.
yeah. He wanted to show his
We
face.
got Carl Weathers. Let's use his face.
Mhm.
We got Paul Bettany. Let's use his face.
How good is he in that movie?
He's good in everything.
God, he's awesome.
A treasure.
He's awesome. I love that guy.
He's really. I want more Dragon Boss.
I do too.
Yeah, I wish he didn't die.
I feel like there was a
Yeah,
comic book.
in Clone Wars, but I'd be okay if he somehow managed to pop up in one.
He was in Clone Wars.
He as a hologram in season 7.
That's right. Yeah. I remember that now.
That was
Yeah, that's right.
Half a second of a hologram of Dragon Boss.
Yeah,
I'd love to see him maybe in Lando series somehow.
that'd be really cool.
Lando knows Kira, so Lando probably has some association with Dragon Boss.
Very interesting. That's a fun movie.
I'd love to get some more callback.
That movie just they really just I think Disney really screwed up. I mean, Bob Iger said as much. Not even the timing, because you could, because they've done Marvel movies that were like 3 or 4 months apart from each other. It's not. I hate when people say that. It's not different. Star Wars has been around for longer, and is more important to more people
True.
generationally
True.
than Marvel is.
True.
They just marketed it wrong. I know people. I was working at Disney at the time, dude. Okay, I knew people who worked at Disney that did not know it was coming out until like a week before it came out.
Oh yikes! What?
You screwed up something.
Yeah. So the marketing is also bad.
It was terrible, and because they were all focused on Infinity War.
Yeah, but that's part of the timing
Infinity
of
War?
it. That's part of the. Was it Endgame? No, it was Infinity War, and Deadpool. I think was around that same time, which wasn't Disney then, but still, you're releasing it at that time. You know it has to compete with all these
They
other
should have
films.
left it. If they'd have
But
left it in
that's what I'm
December,
saying
it would have
also
been
with-
fine.
That's also what I'm saying with the timing. I'm not saying exclusively timing compared to Last Jedi. I'm saying it also had timing to do with Marvel movies and Deadpool,
Yeah.
and there's other films coming out that was like, oh crap, how are we going to compete with that?
Bad time to.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So
So
that was your
my number
number
7. And
Or
so
7.
Now we're going to your number 7 because that doubled as mine.
My number 7 is the episode 1 poster.
Ooh, which was my number 10.
Yes.
Nice.
So I really like this poster, mainly because even though I'm not a huge fan of the movie, I do think Jake Lloyd did a great job as a kid actor.
Well, he did a great job with what they gave him. Like any problems people have isn't Jake Lloyd's fault.
No, it's you can only be as good as your director, right?
And it's the same with Kelly Marie Tran. Anything
Yep.
that people have that are problems, it's not Kelly's fault.
But again, you get the whole story when you see it, when you go back and see it.
Yeah.
I like young Anakin. I think they should have done more with that. I actually think they should have done it not a trilogy, and it should have been 4 movies. And show him as a kid. Like, you don't get any story from Obi-Wan's perspective of dealing with his master passing.
Yeah.
And not to spoil anything, but it doesn't really spoil anything. I guess it kind of does. It may or may not spoil something. I don't think it does, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud. But in High Republic, that's something that becomes an issue. Grieving over fellow Jedi passing.
Well, I don't know for sure because I haven't read it. If you want to answer that, maybe that's why in the prequels we get like you shouldn't be connected, you shouldn't have attachments.
That's already a rule in the High Republic.
Okay.
But there is, there's a Jedi that is affected by another Jedi's passing. That's all I'm going to say. And he's really fighting anger.
That's kind of like with in Master and Apprentice, Qui-Gon's buddy Rail Adra.
Mm-hmm.
How he basically killed his apprentice, and then like the Jedi Council like kept him on the council, but they exiled him to do this mission basically, and he's kind of disassociated himself with the Jedi out of anger. It's a little bit like that.
It's interesting, and I'm very curious how this pans out for this particular character because it's a pretty prominent character.
What if he goes dark and he becomes the origins of like Sith?
I don't know, man. It's into the dark. It's not because of that. I don't think. I think it's because of this other thing that's happened in the book already, or it could have two meanings. But I would like to have seen, him training. Like, you don't.
One of the problems.
It's such a massive time jump. It's 10 years.
I want that filled in. We've said it. You do too. We've said it before.
Is it 10 years? Like, so he doesn't pod race anymore?
He's 9 in Phantom Menace, and he's like 19, 20 in Attack of the
So it's a 10. That's the biggest time jump in Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, from 7 to 7. Yeah, that's right.
But we're getting that filled in constantly.
But the difference is 6 and 7 is two separate trilogies.
Yeah.
This is the biggest time jump in same trilogy. Yeah.
By far,
It's
yeah.
wild.
Yeah, and it's one of the most interesting gaps. And it's in the prequels, like something that us included, a lot of people are like, it's not that interesting.
They set up so much and they're like, all right, you're not seeing any of that.
They felt the need to like fast track the, oh crap, we promised Vader, we're gonna like fast track to Vader. But then they really don't, because we only get Vader for like 20 minutes.
But would you like to have seen Jake Lloyd like struggling with becoming a Jedi, struggling for leaving his mom? You don't see any of that. You just see him leave, and then he's like, I'm dealing with it. Like, are you? That was 10 years ago, dude. Like,
Probably also why it's so hard to like watch Hayden do it, because it's kind of jarring. Like we see Jake Lloyd be kind of like a yippee, like how like positive, uplifting, a happy little kid. And then next
there's
thing
got to be some change there.
yeah, but we don't see that change. That's why it's so jarring,
It's
and like
wild.
that's the problem with it too. I'd love to see that gap filled in. I'm tired of seeing your two. I think. Revenge of the Sith.
God, we got it.
Yeah, like we
We got it. We got it. We got the story. Thank you. Move on.
So cool. You could deal with Obi-Wan. You could deal with Hayden or Anakin. Like you could deal with all that.
A lot of stuff.
Some more Padme stuff.
But Drew Struzan came back to do the prequel trilogy artwork. You can tell it's the same style. But I just think it's a cool poster. I was glad it was on your list because I think it's underrated. Also, I do think my all-time favorite Star Wars poster isn't on this list because it's not a theatrical poster. I've said it before. It's the Anakin on Tatooine walking away, and his shadow is Darth Vader. That is one of the it is the coolest Star Wars image.
Said it before. Everything is copying it.
Yep.
Ever since then, everything emulates that image.
It's unbelievable. So all right, what's your number 7?
My number 7 was Solo.
So, I'm sorry, number
Now we're
6.
on to My 6. TP, your 6 after. My 6 is The Last Jedi.
Gotcha.
Last Jedi. It actually kind of embodies some of the art style of the film itself. It's red and white.
Uh-huh.
It's got a little bit of crate at the bottom, like crate's all red and white. The whole throne room scene is red with Snoke. Like that's, I think we said it before, and I think we still agree. I think The Last Jedi is still the most beautiful Star Wars film visually.
Yep.
By far. The crate is beautiful. The throne room is beautiful.
Canto Bite's beautiful.
Canto Bite is beautiful. It's not the most entertaining, but it's beautiful.
It's
like
the most boring part of the movie by far.
yeah, like I'm trying to think what else is in there that's beautiful. Like what am I missing? The
throne-
Dreadnought
Snoke's
fight is
throne
even
room
beautiful.
scene.
Yeah, the throne room I said was beautiful.
The
Octo, how am I forgetting Octo? That's beautiful.
Octo's gorgeous.
The shots on there, are gorgeous. Yeah, like and this poster embodies that, and it gets a lot of it. A lot of this, even the story of the film itself is in there. It kind of throws you off a little bit because, like I said earlier, most of the villains are like kind of glaring in the background, and it's got Luke with his foot up even kind of in the background, overarching. So it's like, is Luke a villain? What's going on?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's probably intentional. Like it has to be, but there's actually no Snoke on that poster, so
Nope.
it's a little weird. But
There's
you
no
get,
Snoke in any of those trilogy
that's true. There's
posters.
no Snoke on any poster. But then you get all the characters. Leia's front and center. You get Rey, Kylo. Dividing the poster. I mean, that's the whole trilogy. It's about those two and their divide, and how Luke is kind of their divide, essentially part of it, and he's in between them in the middle. And then you get Finn, you get Poe, like you get all the characters on there. And I don't know, like I said, it just, when I look at that, I'm like, that's beautiful. And that's like how art is supposed to be, obviously. So like, that's kind of how I judge some of these posters. I tried to do it, the ones I thought looked the best too. So
Yeah,
this one definitely looks easily the best or one of the best by far.
It's beautiful. My number 6 is Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.
Nice. Okay.
Another one of these posters where it's like it's all there. You get the heroes, you get Vader in the background. Like, it's such a great poster because, again, for casual fans, you show them the Death Star, they immediately know when this takes place.
Right, and that's not really a problem.
Vader's in the top left corner. I don't know if anyone even notices that.
He's hard to see, but he's there. Yeah,
Very Doctor Doom-esque.
Yeah, and that's how he is in the film. He's there
He's
just a little bit. Yeah, a presence. That's perfect. Yeah.
Then you get Scarif at the bottom with the cool walkers, and it's the ACT, I think is what they're called.
Yeah. All-terrain something cargo transport. What's the A stand for? All-terrain armored cargo transport. Yep.
Transport.
Or the AT-ACT, right? That's how you would say it. AT-ACT.
Yep.
Yeah.
AT-ACT.
No. Get out of here.
You get shut up. You get Star Destroyers. You get X-wings. It's almost perfect.
Yeah. It's in my top 10 also. We haven't got to it, but
it's really good. Plus, you get the first peek of live action Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, which is pretty sick, especially if you're a Rebels fan. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, this guy now? What? You get Forrest Whitaker there.
I think it's definitely
Saw.
the best of the posters released for Rogue One. Maybe the only other one would be the one where it's like the Death Star over Scarif.
Yeah.
But that's a little too on the nose.
That's true. And it gives away the ending of the film. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, there's the end. You wouldn't know that ahead of time, but you'd be watching it and be like, oh, I saw this. But we've already talked about my number 5. Are you done with talking?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Well, that's perfect because this will speed us up a little bit. Not that I want us to speed up, but it helps segue and whatnot. My number 5 we already talked about, which was Mando.
Okay.
I have nothing more to say. I agree. Mando's my number 5. So then we'll have to circle back to your number 5, I guess. But Rogue One is my number 4.
Okay.
So for all the same reasons.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
So your number 5.
My number 5 is
then you can
Empire
do your
Strikes
4.
Back.
Nice.
I love this one because I just remember as a kid looking at it and just being like, man, that looks so fun. Like, the movie just looks, I'm trying to pull it up here. It just looks so fun.
And which one are you looking at?
The original one, that one that was on the VHSs.
Okay.
So the saga continues. It's got Vader in the background.
Yep.
The Tauntaun front and center, which is kind of an odd choice.
Luke on the Tauntaun. Yeah. 'Cause that's how the movie opens, and then it's gone. Like,
and then it's like the ice, the colors of like the ice.
yeah.
But I think the standout and the most iconic image of this poster is the Han and Leia.
By far.
Because then you go, okay, so the love triangle is kind of becoming a little more defined in this movie to begin with, but you kind of know she's going to end up with Han at this point by the poster. But it's just one of those things where it's like it just encapsulates Star Wars for me. The only thing that I'm confused about, if you look by the Tauntaun's mouth, those little pointy things, I can't make out what those are.
Those are his horns.
No, like there's like ice sticking out the back. Yeah, and there's also it's like I don't know what that is. Yeah.
I don't know if that's supposed to be part of Bespin, maybe. I don't know. But this one has the classic. Just put Vader's helmet in the background, and you're good. Like, it has that.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely, like you said, shows the Han and Leia, which is a huge aspect of this film. Is that
just
love
iconic,
story?
man.
And that's one of the best love stories. And like their love theme, that song. What's it called? Across the Stars.
Across the Stars.
Yeah, that theme is beautiful. That's if you play that song, people will just know what it is.
Yep.
Like, you can tell what that is. And that's just, it starts with this poster. It shows those two together, and you know from this point on, it's them two. And Empire poster was not in my top 10. It was my, surprisingly, 14th. It was second to last.
I'm surprised how different our
Second to
lists are. I'm
last.
happy because we
Yeah.
can talk about it and all that kind of stuff. But
so jump to your number 4, because I already said my number 4 was Rogue One.
My number 4 is Force Awakens. There's just so much symbology in this.
Yeah.
You get the Death Star Starkiller Base.
Yep.
In the background. I was being silly. It's a Death Star. But here's what's interesting about this.
Bigger than the Death Star.
Here's what's interesting about this poster to me. If you see Kylo Ren, he's on the left side of the poster.
Yeah.
You got Finn on the right.
Yeah.
And you have Rey in the middle. And not only is Rey in the middle, but Kylo's lightsaber blade and her staff run parallel to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was something visually that at the time they thought would work, but they do run parallel to each other.
Yeah.
Their stories are parallel.
I stand by it this day. I think it was intentional all along. Because John Williams, even in Force Awakens, has their themes intertwined.
Yeah.
So I think it was intentional. At least, maybe not to the same extent we get in Episode 9, but I think it was intentional.
But it's just dope. You get. It's like
There's a lot
really
going
is
on.
ushering a new era in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of Mando's poster. There's a lot going on.
It is the opposite. You get Phasma and the new Stormtroopers. You get the look of the new Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
You see the Falcon and TIE Fighters.
Yeah.
You get Poe. Maz Kanata's even in the poster.
Yeah, no Snoke, though. But yeah.
No Snoke, but you get Chewie, Han, and Leia in the same spot they were on A New Hope, but they're not kissing. Did you notice that?
Empire.
Sorry. Yeah, Empire.
But yep, not kissing.
Not kissing.
Yeah, good point. Ooh.
That's just like perfect play. Like it's literally the exact same spot it would be if it was the same movie poster.
Yeah.
But they're
So then you see them and it shows you the time period. It's like, wait, that's Han and Leia, but they're like old.
They're older.
So what's going on?
You get the new droid BB-8.
Yeah.
And you get
It shows it's all new.
it just
New
you get the
stormtroopers, like
Legion
you
of
said.
Stormtroopers at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
Yeah.
I just think it's just such a cool
Those
poster.
are all great points.
But that
I'm with
parallel
you.
thing is just something that always stuck with me. I remember the first time
I'm
I
with
looked
you.
at it, I was like,
Me too.
that's very strange.
Me too.
I love it.
Nice. It's in my top 10. We haven't got to it yet, so I'll talk more about it when I
I
get
wonder
there.
which one is your number one.
It's in my top 10. I don't know. We're on my number 3 now. Are you? If you're done, I don't want to.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Good. My number 3 is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. You get the classic. Let's throw Vader in the background. Like, just do that again. That's fine. And then you get the iconic shot of Obi-Wan and Anakin dueling on Mustafar, like, because that's the best part of that film is their fight. I don't
By
love
far.
all of it, but it's a great fight. You finally get. Is this the only one? Only one with Palpatine? Palpatine's on there.
Yeah.
You get the Jedi Starfighters, which I love. Those are some of my favorite ships. You get more Anakin, more Obi-Wan. You get Padme. It's just, but I just love in front and center is the fight because it's like that's what you're here to see. That's what this movie's about. You're here to see this, so it's right there in the front and center of the poster. You even get Yoda in there with his saber because he's gonna fight Palpatine. But just that shot of them two fighting, even if that was a silhouette, like we said earlier, if you silhouette that, you'd be like, it's got to be Mustafar, right? Like that fight.
Yeah.
Maybe not casual fans, but people that have seen all the movies multiple times, they'd be like, oh, that's Mustafar. Like, they could tell you. But so that's why I like that one. It's just very iconic to me.
It's a good one. This is number 3, right?
That is my number 3.
All right. My number 3 is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Is it? Okay, I'll say right off the bat, that is my least favorite. That's my 15th.
I love this poster.
That's my 15th. I thought you were going to hate
No,
it too.
no,
You-
I love
why?
this poster,
Why?
man.
What's
Okay.
good about it?
Okay, a lot is good about it.
Is it?
It sets up everything else you get in the rest of the trilogy. It sets up the love story between Anakin and, even if it's not good, it
Yeah.
sets it up.
You got to separate it from the film.
Yeah, that you have to.
It
Because
shows
if
these
it
two-
didn't, it wouldn't be in my number 3. It shows that they're in love, and you also might not even get that that's Anakin the first time you see this poster. You're like, who the hell is this guy? But you get Obi-Wan, you get Jango Fett, you get some action to the left with these brand new spider droids. I forget what they're called too. But you see the clones in the background. And like that's something you have to really look at to even notice them. But they're in the background. You get freaking Yoda. First time Yoda's been on a movie poster.
The Sith, like I said. But
You get freaking Mace Windu, son.
yeah.
Mace Windu's on it. You see Obi-Wan, and you can totally tell it's Obi-Wan, even though he's aged a little bit in between 1 and 2.
You can definitely tell. Yeah.
Plus, you get R2 and C-3PO. They're like on every freaking movie poster.
Because they're
But
in
this
every
literally-
movie, basically. But they're not.
This sets up the whole story.
It does. I agree with all that.
Because like you look at you're like, oh, it's Boba Fett, and then like, wait, that's
But it's
not Boba
'cause
Fett.
It's different. Yeah.
And that is such a pivotal story plot for the rest of Star Wars. The fact
Yeah.
that they even threw that on the like it almost like it's almost bad placement of Jango Fett.
don't like.
But that's the point of it, though. That's the center of the story.
It is the center.
Everything about this movie and everything going forward up into episode 4 has to do with clones. Go into Camino to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's really what that movie's about.
Okay. Now I don't have a problem with Django on there. I was gonna say his placement's weird, but no.
Plus, you get the twin sons in the background, dude.
Twin Sons is perfect.
So it's
I feel like the spacing is weird in this. It's like
it is,
everything's
but like I
to
think
the right.
I think when you really look at it and break it down like that, it makes more sense.
It does, but when I just look at it, glancing at it, just looking at it with your eyes, you're just like, wow, that doesn't look visually stunning.
I love it.
I don't know. It just,
I love
me,
it.
It's not beautiful. It's not art. Like, so that's kind of how I look at it too.
But it harkens back to episode 4's.
It's definitely that same.
I mean, it's them together, or episode 5. Sorry, you get the lovingness between them. You get whatever that is a loving relationship. The way he's just kind of on her. You know what I mean? It's a loving,
his,
sweet embrace.
But it's also kind of like his possession of her, because that's Anakin's problem. Like his love is more like possessive love.
Yeah.
It's with his mother too. It's not just Padme, and you see it more in the Clone Wars. But like, yeah, that kind of this picture does show a little bit of that. Where it's like maybe it's not the most healthy kind of love.
It's definitely not. But yeah, man.
I wouldn't buy this and put it on my wall.
I would.
You would?
Yep.
Wow. That does say how much you really like the poster.
I love it. I think it is very.
This is the most shocking of all 10.
I know, and I was surprised too because I was looking through them again. I was like, because at first I was like, I don't like it, and then I looked at the Jango Fett thing. I'm like, oh no, that actually makes a lot of sense.
I just don't like it. Everything's like pushed to one side. And I feel like just the space.
No, it's not.
Spacing's weird to me.
How's it? It's not pushed to one side.
You drew a line like right down the middle. Obi-Wan's on the right. Jango's on the right. Anakin's on the right. Padme's on the right. Clones are on the right. Like everything's on the right.
No, the clones are on the left.
You got the spider droids on the left.
The I don't think your picture's as high of resolution as this one.
So what's on the right?
Here, scroll in.
Oh wow. Yeah, I need this picture. Okay, the clones are on the left. The droids are on the
The
right.
droids, but that's just because it's R2 and C3PO.
So on the left you get clones and spider troopers. And
And Yoda,
and
and Padme, and half of Anakin's face. If you write it right down the middle, it would be Padme. It's all Padme. Yeah. It's I get why you don't, but I dig it. You don't need more than one.
You don't need it, but it doesn't. The rule of thirds. It's a thing. The rule of thirds. It doesn't follow it.
Rule of third is a comedy rule.
No, it's for pictures too. You want things to be centered. You want equally things distributed for.
But not when you're not going for that intentionally.
If it is intentional.
It's Drew Struzan. I think he knows a little bit about artwork. All right, what's your next one?
My
Number 2.
Rise of Skywalker.
Really?
Rise of Skywalker.
Didn't even make my list.
Because sadly this
It's so every movie poster from right now.
from right now.
It
They're
is
all copying
literally
this one.
No, they're not. It's all
They
it's all the same. Everything's got this red and blue hue to it.
Is that not the film though? And red
It
lightsaber,
is.
blue lightsaber.
No, it is.
So they can't change the
but
lightsabers.
But it's but you could do something different than what they did with that. It is every single movie poster is like, I don't know. I don't dislike it. I have the freaking ugly Rise of Skywalker poster over there.
I like that one too, but I like this
That
one
one's
better.
way better.
Yeah.
But I still don't
love
it.
Even though that shot never happens in the film, I love them on the end of that shard of the Death Star when Kylo's like
Yeah, look at
crouched
this.
down, wielding his saber behind him, and Rey's like going to strike him.
Oh yeah.
That's not in the film at all.
You're
but
right.
That's one of my favorite shots. I just love that picture. That's
I mean, it's that specific.
That's all over my
That
house.
specific.
that pose.
That
and that
pose
shot,
isn't, but
that's
that is in the movie though.
them fighting on a
Yeah.
piece of the Death Star is there, but that silhouette is nowhere to be found in the film. But I love how that looks.
One thing I really don't like about this poster is how big Rey's hands look.
Now I can't unsee that. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're definitely right. But you get the final order ships in the background. You get the Falcon.
You do.
Kylo's new helmet. So if you see this, you're like, "What's going on with that helmet? Did
Yeah.
he just destroy it in the last film? He doesn't like it, right? What's it back for?" Then you get, Rey's in the center, like always. But that's fine because it's showing the blue and the red, the differentiation. You get, that's not that high res. Is there
Yes. Right next to
Lando's on
Zori
there?
Bliss.
Yeah, Zuri Bliss. So you'd be like, what's this new Zuri Bliss thing? You wouldn't know the name, but you're like, what's that character? Like, Lando's back? Sweet. Like, Chewie's on there, Poe's on there, Finn. You got everyone you need on there.
They have the
Sadly, no Leia.
lightsabers. Okay, here's one thing I don't like about the poster. It's Kylo Ren's lightsaber, but he's not holding it in any way. It's just a red blade.
Ooh, you're right. I don't like that either.
It looks like a laser blast almost.
Yeah, kind of.
But I do like that they show them touching, because in the Force Awakens it was parallel the whole time.
Yeah,
And this is the end of it.
that's a good.
But yeah,
point,
there's
though.
some stuff about this I don't dig.
Yeah, now that you said that, it'd still be in my top 10, but I think you just moved it down.
Dio's in here.
Yeah,
Kelly Marie Tran's in here.
she's on the poster more than she is the film.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
I still like it, and I would definitely buy this and put it on my wall. But
I would too.
think
I
you just moved
like it a
down.
lot.
I think you just moved
There's
it
just
down.
some stuff about it I've always thought was weird
Yeah.
looking.
I
The
agree.
Falcon's blurry for no reason. No other ship is blurry.
It's a good point.
It's
It's because it's so fast. That's why.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. It's not bad by any stretch, but it is definitely not in my.
Is it
There's
in your
just stuff I
10?
don't like about it.
Your top 10? No,
Nope.
it-
It
no.
was not.
Dang, you're right because we're on your number 2 now.
Number 2. My number 2 is Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi.
Nice. I love that one.
I love this movie poster. It is. I like the movie poster a lot. We've talked about it a little bit. It mimics the movie, the red, and the white. But I actually really liked the teaser poster they gave us at Celebration. Do you remember that one? This one.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
I have that somewhere.
I think I like that one better.
I have it somewhere.
I know.
They gave it to us at Celebration.
Yeah, I've seen it here.
My dad has a copy of it too. I gave my dad a copy of it.
That one's sick.
It's here somewhere.
I love the actual one we're talking about, but I love the one that you're talking about probably more. I like that one.
It's awesome.
It's simple, but like it has everything you need too.
Why is Rey doing this whole weird handling of her lightsaber in these posters?
I don't know. That's how. If you get a generic photo pass, no offense, but on Batu, this is what they'll do. They're like, okay, no, hold your saber like that. That's how they do it. So I know the feeling, Ray. I know the feeling.
I love it. You see her; she's a little bruised up and damaged. You're like, what happened there?
Domestic abuse.
It could be. Sounds about right. You get Hux on this poster, which is exciting.
Yeah, he's not on any except that one.
You see Phasma with this like sphere.
Yeah.
One thing that's odd about it is that Poe is on the side of everybody that's bad. So it almost kind of hints that like that's going to happen, and actually kind of does in the movie.
Not intentionally. He's
not intentionally, but he's not doing it on purpose. But like that's what the perception is.
No holdo.
Luke's in the background. No holdo. Luke's in the background, kind of over like.
Which is another maybe throwing it off on purpose. Maybe.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just like finally we can put Luke Skywalker's face on a poster.
Yeah.
I just love it. I think it's beautiful, and I think it does a great job of mirroring the cinematography of the movie.
It does. And like
we
you said
talked about
too,
it before. I don't want to keep.
No, go ahead though. If you got anything else,
That's it.
And like you said, the sabers are parallel. One's pointing one way, one's pointing the other, but they run parallel.
Yep.
And that's how they are in. Well, not really, I guess. You ready for my number 1?
I'm ready.
I think you already know it because you said you do.
I actually
basically.
don't.
No?
I thought it was going to be Force Awakens.
Because it is. Force
okay.
Awakens.
I thought you said that one already.
No, Force Awakens for all the same reasons you said. Like it just shows everything that's new, but everything that you already know. Like you know Han, you know Leia, you know lightsabers obviously, and then you know this thing that looks like a Death Star, but you know it's not because they're both destroyed. But yeah, it's got everything you know, but everything you want to know about. And it's got the villain in the background. He's not centered, but it's another one of those like Vader's helmet kind of off in the back. So let's put Kylo off in the back. But you get Finn with the lightsaber too, which, I mean, argue all you want about did we get him done right, quote, done wrong, quote, whatever, enough, not enough, whatever. But he's hinted at being force sensitive in this film. You see it, especially the more you watch it, especially like recently. If you watch it now.
I don't see him being Force sensitive at all. He gets his ass straight up whipped by Kylo Ren.
He would. He's never held a lightsaber until
Rey.
Like,
Rey's the same thing. She's never.
She's just stronger in the.
But if he's Force sensitive, he would be at some level of control over it. No, he's
Just-
not.
He is.
He got murked.
He's like 1% out of 100.
Remember,
Right?
and
Yeah,
you haven't
of course
read
he does. He's fighting Kylo Ren. What do you expect?
Rey, but no.
Yes. This has no relation to
You can't be like, he's not that force. He never held a lightsaber. Rey, well, she's strong in the force, so that would make sense.
She is in episode 9. We learned that she's a Palpatine.
But that doesn't inherently make you powerful.
But it did. I didn't write it.
But why not for?
Like I don't know what you want from me. I didn't write it.
I didn't write it.
I'm just saying what happens.
But like, if okay. Anyway, this is a discussion for another topic, another time. Mary John. He's a John Smith. All right, you ready for my number one? I didn't say yours sucks. Which one?
You didn't say it sucks. I'm just kidding.
Mine is Return of the Jedi. I remember looking at this as a kid on the VHS box and just being like, "This looks awesome." You get the second Death Star. We've talked about it. You get everything wrapped up all in one little tiny, amazing bow. I think it's perfect. I think it's as about as perfect as you're going to get with a Star Wars movie poster, and I don't think it'll ever be topped.
Can't argue that.
It is my favorite Star Wars movie, and Last Jedi is my second favorite Star Wars movie, but that's not why I picked them.
No, yeah, I can tell.
I love them. That's true. I love that poster's cool, man. That poster's cool. I dig it. That was fun to do.
That was fun. I like that a lot.
It was good times. I think that's it. We're an hour and a half in. I'm exhausted.
I am actually tired.
I'm super tired. I'm in a bad mood. I don't know why I'm in a bad mood. I don't know. I'm just not.
You're getting a Cardinal helmet tomorrow.
I think it's just because I'm so I'm just hungry.
I knew that it would.
No, I can't eat it. I can't eat it. But I walked 9 miles today. I burnt that was today, actually. So we did. Oh, dude, here's a fun story for everybody. So I've exercised for 137 minutes today. I'm tired. So we had an issue for whatever reason with our Universal Pass. Every time we go in, there's a problem. Every single time. It won't work. It'll say that our ticket is expired, even though we just renewed it like in October. It says it's a child's ticket, so they give you trouble sometimes.
If it's yours, it kind of no.
They give you trouble at the toll plaza because they're like, it's a child's ticket. It's like, it's mine. Okay, it's something wrong with the app, and of course they don't care. So we go. Holly called and was like trying to get all this stuff fixed, and we also switched it. We switched credit cards because Holly doesn't like having a annual pass on a credit card because you forget about it and it just kind of adds up when you're not thinking about it. So she pulls it on. She always does it on a debit card.
That's a good idea.
So she called and we got rid of a credit card and she replaced it with a thing. And she's like, "You're good to go." She's like, "Okay, so we will not have any trouble going into the park on Sunday." And she's like, "No, you'll be fine." And she's like, "Okay, for real? Are you for real?" Because every time, like going into Volcano Bay, I had to wait an hour and a half to talk to a man. Like every time I go, that's why I don't go there.
I miss Volcano Bay so much.
I'm going Thursday. We got a reserved.
Nice
little seating
cabana, whatever they call it.
Yeah, whatever they're called. Not the full cabana, but like the little seating things.
Yeah, like $50 extra.
Yeah,
totally worth it.
Totally,
even
worth
for
it,
me,
dude.
and I'm cheap and broke.
Totally worth it. It's great. You have a spot. It's reserved. It's in a good spot.
Take your mask
usually.
off. Drink some tiki drinks.
Yep.
Well, you're not gonna drink.
I'm not
tiki
drinking
drinks.
anything.
Oh, I can't not drink tiki drinks.
I'm just gonna chill. Actually, I think we're gonna take food. I think we'll see.
I don't want to derail your store anymore.
But so we pull up to the toll plaza. Sure enough, it's blocked.
Of course.
And the thing is, like, okay, I have you can see when you scan it that I have a valid annual pass, right? So the guy was like, "Well, I'm not letting you through," and I'm like, "Well, what do you want me to sit here?" And I was like, "Well, how do I exit?" And he's like, "We got to go up and around." I was like, "Okay, so how do
let me through?"
So he was just being a dick about it.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, "Can I go to like guest services here and get it fixed?" He's like, "Nope, we're not allowed to let you through." I was like, "Well, how much is parking?" He's like, $26. And I was like, "Well, I'm not doing that." So, because the last time we did that, I assumed they would refund your parking because you have an annual pass because that's what Disney does.
Yeah.
They don't. They put it on like a gift card.
All right. I mean,
that's happened at Volcano Bay. It's like, well, I didn't want to. I mean, it's fine because I was going to spend money at Volcano Bay anyway. But like, I shouldn't have to do that. Like, it should work.
No.
It's been
Especially-
nothing but problems with that.
Especially
thing.
if it's a rerecurring problem. Like
Every time.
fix it.
But
Like,
but
if
they've
it's
said they
once-
fixed it.
If
We've-
it's
we've
once,
gone
no
in-
big deal. But if
we've
it's
gone
10 times,
I've had issue at Volcano Bay.
yeah.
I've had 3 separate issues at Universal going in.
Jeez.
3 times. They're like, it's expired. I'm like, it's not freaking expired.
Dang. Yeah, like one time, no big deal. It happens. But
Yeah,
4 or 5
I
times
don't know
now.
how it goes. It's fine. It was a mess
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But the fact it's also like they just kind of go like whenever you tell someone now like something's wrong, they just kind of brush it off. Like even
Jeez.
when we were fixing it finally last night, we're like, why is it still doing this? Like, well, I don't know. I was like, okay, that's not an answer.
I don't know.
It's happening to me when I've given you hundreds of dollars.
That's
Fix
the
it.
thing. Yeah, and you're willing to give you hundreds of more dollars. Like,
If it happens again, my next plan is I'm going to move it to a credit card that I don't have anymore, and just let it die, and let it just
Nothing wrong with that.
let it get canceled, and then just buy new ones because that's
dang,
the only solution.
That sucks that that's the point you're at. That shouldn't be a thing.
Because they want to fix it every time we go. Like,
They don't want your money that bad.
every time, man. Oh no, it's good. You will not have any more problems going forward. All right, will you write that down? Can I record you saying this? Because
Right.
every time there's a problem.
Can I hold you to that? Does that hold up in court? Like,
Then I had the whole issue with my magic bands the other day that I got fixed, but I do have to go
which
through
was another
now.
bad situation, which shows you
You
Disney
want to
isn't
see
perfect
me
either.
pissed, dude?
Disney and Universal, not perfect.
Woo! But,
You don't mess with your magic bands.
My
That's
my
something you
new
do
canon
not touch.
novelization of A New Hope came in today, so I'm excited about that.
Nice. That's good. There's some good news for you.
I'm hungry and I'm missing alcohol and I'm missing food. I'm not in a good mood. But
Dang.
get the Cardinal helmet tomorrow, so it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
Going to Hollywood Studios in the morning. I'm gonna do Rise of the Resistance.
Nice.
And,
What is it, number 65 or?
No, I think it's 58.
Dang.
58.
I'm
I
gonna.
think it's number 58.
I'm not gonna say it, but whenever the next time I do it will be 33. So you've surpassed twice what I am. So I'm jealous.
Nice.
I'm gonna keep reading Lost Stars and loving it, and keep watching A New Hope as I read it. Not literally as I'm reading, but like read some, watch New Hope, read some. A New Hope is 30 times better in with Lost Stars. Like
Really?
Lost
I
Stars
don't
is so
remember.
good.
I don't remember it enhancing that.
It does a ton.
Really?
I mean, it's not like, oh, look, that character that walked by is this in the book. Like, that doesn't happen. But it's like you're seeing it from their perspective in the book. So, oh, shoot. So this person right now is going through this.
You're gonna really like the ending of that book, dude. You're gonna freak out.
I love all of it. I just, like, minor spoilers for the first half
The
of
book's
Lost
been out for
Stars.
5 years.
I know, but
6 years.
Not everyone reads everything like you.
Not my problem.
I know.
If you don't want to hear
it's
it,
my
fast
problem.
forward.
I'm trying to. Okay.
See, I'm in a bad mood, Evan.
I guess. Dang. I'm sorry about him, guys. I apologize. He's hungry. We have all been there when we're.
So hungry.
I'm that way when I don't get fuzzy tauntauns.
All I've had today was a little bit of food from Universal
Dang.
and some salad. That's it.
That's not food.
And
Salad doesn't
chicken.
count.
Ugh.
Okay.
If I eat one more fucking piece of chicken, dude, I've had it every day for like the past 3 weeks. Measured out in like 5-ounce servings. It's real fun.
I'm loving it because I just got to the point where they picked up Vader after the Death Star blew up. So in A New Hope, we just see him spin off into space. But this is like, okay, we're going to dispatch you and you to go get Vader. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
I forgot that happened.
So then he walks in and he's all scary and badass, and the Imperials that pick him up are like afraid of him. Like and that's just one of the many things that I'm just like, this is awesome.
You're gonna love the ending.
I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm reading like 30, 40 pages a night, so I hope to get done
6
soon.
weeks.
Yeah, right? Because every chapter is so long and it's
Well, that's
600
that's
pages.
Claudia Gray style, man. Because
But it's
it was
okay,
the same
'cause
way in
Claudia
Master
Gray
and Apprentice.
is... Yeah.
That's the same
This
way
is
in
much
Into the
better
Dark.
than Master and Apprentice,
Yeah.
but Claudia Gray's so good.
She's awesome.
There's so many good authors. We talk about it all the time. Authors
like-
in Star Wars.
she's
You
the
got
goat.
Claudia Gray.
To me,
you got,
she's the goat.
you got Dawson. You got...
Kevin Shinnick had a really
Kevin Shinnick.
solid book.
I'd
but I
love
want
to give
another
him
one.
more. Yeah,
I want
he
another one.
I wish he was a High Republic guy. I wish I brought him in for that.
I'm not so sure he's not.
Ooh, okay. Charles Soule's good for comics. Like, there's so many good ones. I'm Delilah S.
Charles
Dawson.
Soule's
I
High
think-
Republic book is damn good.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he does a High Republic, which I haven't got to yet. But Delilah S. Dawson's good. Like, they're all good. So many good authors.
Delilah S. Dawson's did the more I think about the Phasma book, she did a really good job with what she was allowed to do.
Yeah.
Because the Cardinal stuff is just so fast. Like, to bring in 2 new characters and make them
And have them be the best part of the book, even.
right?
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah,
They're better than the titular character.
Yep. By far.
Jeez.
I'm gonna go back and re-listen to all the scenes between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a crap about Phasma's stuff.
Phasma's only good in that one little comic run.
Uh-huh.
It's so weird. She's not good in the movies, not
Nope.
good in her own book. It's so weird.
Terrible. All right, man. Let's wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. We'll be doing a live stream. When you hear this, it'll probably be the same night. So go to, because are we doing it tomorrow or are we doing it Thursday?
Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Tomorrow's Tuesday. Unless Austin has a conflict, because I forgot his producer, our amazing producer, Austin, just won his conference tournament.
Good for him.
He's moving on to like the legit NCAA tournament.
That's wild.
Yeah. So if he's got a conflict, obviously we'll make do and move on and figure it out.
Yeah. But hopefully it'll be Wednesday.
Our plan is Wednesday night, and it's going to be sick. And then not this Wednesday night, but the following one, I'll have one, not me personally, I'll show one half of the Dark Gray hilt on the show.
That'll be exciting.
That's going to be cool.
I can't wait to see that.
It's not mine. I'm never going to buy that because it's not my kind of thing. But I can't wait to see it. It's going to be cool.
That's it. Follow me on Instagram at The Brad Ventures. Follow Evan at Evan T. Boucher over on Instagram. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. Rate and review on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to the... I don't know if we're on SoundCloud. Wherever you listen to the podcast, rate and review us. It helps out a lot. So thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys on the next show. Till then, may the force be with you.
Always.